It's Week 17 of the National Football League, and the spotlight is on Nick Chubb.
Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Cincinnati. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Bengals make their way out on offense for the first time, led by their fifth-year quarterback out of LSU, Joe Burrow.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and the rankings, they don't matter to him very much. I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number one, including himself.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Burrow. Got a man. It's Brown. Into space at the 45. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give them 19 there as the drive marches forward. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up second down.
At the 41-yard
Here we go, here we go. Sahad.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. But you look at this Bronco defense, and they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked third in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the #1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They'll try and run for it with Brown. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
11.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. He finds some open field here. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. 7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And able to get this out to the 25. So now here are the Broncos to take over on offense, led out by their rookie quarterback, drafted 12th overall, Bo Nix out of Oregon.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 12 carries, 108 yards.
One thing I do know, teams in the NFL don't treat this like a pitcher throwing the no-hitter. It's been mentioned all week long about going out and getting him the rushing title. He'll see the ball, and he'll see it often.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
To throw is Nix. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Second down and 3. A first carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin. A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Now it's Nix. He completes this to Sutton. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. The Broncos had 10 and 5 to start play. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. The give is to McLaughlin. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. His 8th rushing touchdown and 9th overall on the year. And the Broncos are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. And he'll get in. And they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, here we go. Stop!
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. But you look at this Bronco defense. They were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
A tight one. 8-7 our score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
11.
Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. That is caught. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And down to the 16-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. 45 yards.
Here we go.
Burrow looking to pass. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Bengals are once again back in front. And with that touchdown pass, he's going to draw level with a Hall of Famer Peyton Manning for most touchdown passes in a single season, with that being number 55 for him on the year. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Broncos offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And you can see he's closing in on a rushing title, the league leader coming into the penultimate week of the season. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Got a man open. It's Sutton. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Over the middle, he finds Vele. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. Broncos on the move here a bit. Nice plays in succession back-to-back. Nix to the air. Touchdown, Broncos! Jaleel McLaughlin. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Broncos are an extra point away from capturing the lead. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And he comes into these final couple of games as the NFL's leader in touchdown passes. Now Burrow. Dancing to his left. And Burrow going to slide to the ground as he does pick up the first down. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
When you see those RPOs run, you need the first man to attack and be a disruptor. And on that play, he closed down fast and helped knock it away.
Here we go.
An inside give, Brown. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Now it's Burrow. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here we go, here we go.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Brown is in. Touchdown, Bengals. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
Well, the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. Here's Nix. They set up the screen to Chubb. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 17 down to the 17, and it's a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing Nix. Here's Chubb, back-to-back catches for him. He takes it to the 15. A nice display of power, but not a ton to show for it. Here's a 2nd and 8 to throw. Here's Nix. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
Let's go.
Chubb. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. They'll give it to Chubb, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Nick Chubb with career touchdown number 70. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is now 2.
Bengals 21.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Nix toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Operating from the gun. Nix will get that complete to Vele. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. On the handoff, McLaughlin. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
A solid stiff arm. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. Looking to throw. Nick over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there with an amazing diving catch. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown set to take over once more. We get a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns by a running back, and he sets the pace here in the latter stages of the season. The Bengals drive about to get going. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Burrow will throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here we go.
To the air again, Burrow. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's Burrow. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Gun.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line.
Here we go.
This is Brown going up the middle. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
11 MT, Kate. 11 MT. 180.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So pass interference, the call there. Always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the second half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the first, but this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call.
They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's corralled. but not before picking up 8.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he gets it down to the 32. 92 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Nix dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll run. It's McLaughlin. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Looking to throw. Nix. That is caught by Vele. Shifts by him. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Nix. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete. So 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Now it's Burrow. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Here we go.
That's good for a Cincinnati.
Chase, the motion man right. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. It's complete to Brown, right side. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. Again, it's Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Here we go, here we go. 180. 180, shot. Shot.
Burrow looking to pass. That is caught. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good.
Gun. Shot.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. From the 31, here's 2nd and a couple. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Now it's Burrow. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
11, Thomas.
And Burrow going to throw again. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
At the 18-yard line.
They give it to Brown. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
Ready?
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Burrow. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. McPherson's kick is good. And that'll move him back within 6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Throwing Nix. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 more yards for him there. It's a 1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he is going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 34. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And again, it's Chubb. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They go up the middle with Chubb. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Chubb will get the call running left. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Here's Nix. They set up the screen to Chubb. Fighting his way through contact. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That 1st down going to be enough to write a finish to this one. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Here's Chubb, back-to-back catches for him. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Nick Chubb, his 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
So Burrow and the Bengals down by 2 touchdowns. A little over a minute and a half remaining. And their 4-game winning streak in great danger. Finding Allen. With that catch, he's now 18 away from 1,000, so he's at 982, and that's how many Randy Moss had, 2018 Hall of Famer.
And similar to the recent Hall of Famer, we argue about which catches were the most memorable because so many of them were 982 and counting.
And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch.